I'm not going to disappoint you. Allow me to call upon the main man for the day. But don't feel small if I say there. Dr. Phiri.
Dumela. Ka lebitso ke Mohau Phiri. Ke batla ke ka dimediso tse entsweng. Just so you say our protocol, ne? But what is important today, I think, Group United side, ne?
Yeah.
If you are not here, presentation will be worth nothing.
Yes.
So the fact that you are here, then I can present. I'm a senior lecturer at Val University of Technology. I'm a researcher in solid waste management. Waste tires and everything. That's what I'm doing as a research. Also, I'm a lecturer for engineering chemistry and physical chemistry. I'm also a tutor from grade 10 to 12 for maths and physical science. I'm also involved in community engagement. We'll go out to advertise beauty, to do those small chemistry experiments, open those fun things. That's what I do. Can we go to? I think I'm a lecturer, and I know that concentration is something that goes, né? And then we have been here a very long time. Now I'm gonna be short as much as I can, so that at least you get something, a message, even if it's one time. I do have BSc in chemistry and chemical technology, masters in chemical engineering, PhD in polymer science. So I have 3 different fields, which is quite something different. I will explain later why. But what we do, we solve real problems, the things that affect us on everyday life. We can think about everything. That as I told someone that if you think about science, you can think about anything. Think about the balloons. Think about the bottles. Think about the food that we are eating. They must be analyzed so that there's no poison in it. Even the water bottle that we use, they are made of what? Plastics. Those are in grade 12 and 11. That is a part of your organic chemistry.
Yes.
So which means that we are saying that the science is everywhere that we see it. And also one of the things that we try to do is to create a cleaner environment wherever that we are going. That my research now is about to waste management. Like we clear up. One of the projects is to use the tires from the car. Remember that once they are done, like some people burn them out, and then they cause pollution. So what if we use them, propose them into something different, and then there are a number of careers that are in chemistry. Like I'm a chemist, I'm a professional chemist, and then there are people that work in the government. There are people that work in the mining sector where they analyze. And also the next slide, please. There are also careers in chemical engineering, where you can be a plant manager or process engineer. After I completed my master's, I was working in a mine where I was a process engineer. And also, we can also be like looking at your wastewater treatment. These are some of the things that are there. And then you can look at companies like rainwater. People who have done in rainwater, most of them they have a chemistry or chemical engineering. If you look at a company like Sasol, I'm trying to bring something that is close to us. If you look at a company like Sasol, most of the people who are designing all the gases, all the petroleum that we have, they have a chemical engineering background. I think this has been touched before by Prof. Policy so much that, but here these are the requirements. Like if we want to go into chemistry or chemical engineering, we need level 6 and then level 7. Which means that those ones, like Just there, the level 7, as we mentioned, that it has to be 7 points, and then level 6 is what is 6, and then level 5 is what between that percentage. And then the requirement for different varsity, we have about 26 varsity. So the requirement will range from 22 to 42. Let's come to the BSc. I want to talk about this three. The BSc in chemistry. It takes about 3 years to complete. To your diploma also take about 3 years. But to get to the equivalent of BSc, for diploma we have to do more like 4. So you can see that the requirements are also different. For BSc, like you need your 5s, and then for chemical engineering you need 6, which means that we need more, you need to pass higher. But for diploma we need 4. And also this, you can see that here for diploma I put between 22 and 28. It depends from which varsity that you want to go to. For instance, the BSc in chemistry at VETS, the requirement is 42. But if you go to UJ, the requirement is 36. So each university set its own. So it depends where you want to go. So my advice, like as much as there are 26, find out where you are going to. Ask people who have been there, like how is VETS, how is UKZN, how is Nelson Mandela, how is UCT. As much as UCT is nice on a paper or on the media, but talk to people who have been there. What is the stress, or what are the things that people are coping? What is it like? Also, the other things are like, what is the pass rate or success rate of people coming from there? The next one, please. Okay. And then we see that now we have different types of BSc and chemical engineering. If we look at UCT as both of chemistry and chemical engineering, and then if we look at UP has a similar thing, I think there I can also include Stellenbosch University. I did my master's and PhD in Stellenbosch. And also I think also back to Stellenbosch, what you also have to know about Stellenbosch also is that once you get to the undergrad, it's still a traditional university. They still use Afrikaans in some of the modules. So it means that we need to be aware of those small things. That what is the media of what they are conducting their lectures. So if your Afrikaans is not that good, I think you should avoid where we know that Afrikaans is used most as a media of in terms of lecture. And also we have BUT. In BUT we have a diploma in analytical chemistry, which I'm coming from that department. We also have a BTech in chemical engineering. And then the thing is that I think yes please, what I think Prof. Pulusa has said is that sometimes you don't qualify for a university of technology or a normal university. What you can do, you can start at TVET. So that, okay, let me start at TVET for 2 years or for 3 years, and then after that, then I can have access to the university. It doesn't mean that if you don't qualify for diploma is the end of the road. You can go to TVET so that, okay, let me preach and then try to do some courses that will allow me that I can go into the University of Technology. I think the main thing, I flashed the whole thing. The main thing that is here, the message today, the AP scores and everything, everyone can Google that one. Even if like you are looking for a course that you want, you can say that BSc in mechanical engineering, that's APS on Google. It will give you the subject, everything that is needed. But what I want to talk to you today is about being resilience, which means that the ability to bounce back from setback and challenges. If you look at your grade 12, I know that everybody is applying for with a grade 11 results. But remember that we were all told that it started with choosing the subject, which means that it started with with grade 10. Like now I told I'm tutoring. I know that if I'm tutoring for someone from grade 10 to 12, all the things that we have learned in grade 12, they're going to be examined at grade 12. We build up on them. Those one who are doing maths, you will build up from your trigonometry, from a simple concept. We build up from a straight line, we take it up a bit. Every year we keep on adding on something. Which means that grade 10, it forms the basis or the foundation of what is happening. Which means that you need to put effort. Unfortunately, I'm talking to grade 12 and 11. But I think people that I want to today should be grade 10. That your effort this year is going to determine what is going to come at grade 12. You are not going to like do damage control now because of your results are low. No. You do that small effort. I think they sign up with the small steps. Do those small steps from grade 10. You are building up on this. And then on grade 12, you also do the same. By the time you get to grade 12, your job is done. You don't have to like work extra hard. Because now what I realize that people will like try to, like I'm a tutor, they will try to come to me like, okay, like I'm failing maths. Like why need to look at, this person is already like now in June. Your results are bad in June. There's nothing that we can do there. We want to perform miracles. And I told people that I don't want to perform miracles. We need to be realistic. Which means that we should have started earlier with all this. Which means that we need to put constant effort despite the difficulties that we have. Can I have the next one? I think one of the things that simple one, life is not easy. We have exams, we have our personal issues. We also like talk about failure. My brother here talk about failure, that we encounter failure. And then if we cannot handle that failure, then we're gonna fail even more. So it means that we need to be resilient to the stress, to the peer pressure that it was talked about, that we have a peer pressure. Like we have a smartphone, but you want a smartphone looking to like your friend. Still does the same thing. We still Google the same way, but that pressure we need to cope with stress and that. And as well we need to keep on going. So can I know I'm quick, ne? Or is it the pace fine? Yeah. The other thing, we need to stay focused and be hopeful. Regardless of whatever that is happening in your life, if we can lose hope, everything gonna fall apart. You need to have hope, regardless of whatever that is happening. Whether you fail, whether you have the lowest mark, whether you don't have a pocket money to school, or it's a load shedding for 4 weeks, you need to be hopeful that you're gonna be fine. And also surround yourself with supportive people. Either as a friend or as a brother or someone, but find someone that you can surround yourself, that you know that whenever that there is something that is happening, you know that I can call to this person, I can go to this person. You need to have a group of friends that you know that for this one I can go to here. If I have a life crisis, I can go to here. If I have mass crisis, I can go to here. Have those people that you can surround and support you. Can I have the next one, please? The other thing is to set the clear goals and realistic. Don't set that, okay, I'm gonna read for 2 hours. It's fine. As long as I will say that I prefer quantity over quantity. As long as you take your maths, you solve one problem to the bottom, that is good enough to do 10 pages where you didn't get anything. One of the things, I think this one, I think Prof put his nose about it. Ne? I like to celebrate my small wins. Ne? I don't care how small it is. I always make sure that I celebrate it. Yeah. It's my effort. I know how it takes to get there. Someone from the east, from outside, you are saying that you can't do that. One of the things that I joke with him, I said that, okay, one day I become a professor, I'm going to slaughter a cow for that achievement. Great wage. Because I feel like I work towards that. So I like to celebrate my small wins, as much as small as they are. But for me, they matter because I know how much effort they have taken. And then if you get to habit of celebrating small wins, if there are no wins, you want to achieve something so that you can celebrate. After a small win, you celebrate, okay, let me get another small win so that I can celebrate. That thing itself keeps on motivating to do better. Last thing, okay, I think here, I want to talk about my story. When I explain myself, I'm originally, not original, I'm from Lesotho. From a small, not a small town, a small village in Lesotho. I want to give you a journey of a guy from Lesotho coming to VUT, to work in VUT as a senior lecturer. So we all start with a primary. I think all my colleagues here, they mentioned that the issue of studying with a candlelight, it's not an easy thing. That light is so tiny. Like, remember, like when you are in the house now, to make sense. Let's say you have load shedding, and then you try to put a candlelight. It's like it's nothing. So imagine that you are studying with that the entire high school. It's a challenge on its own. But that is the only option that you have. You are not going to get any electricity anywhere. Which means that you have to use whatever that you have. So what I'm going to tell you today, use whatever that is you have. It is given moment. No matter how small it is, it will work. I did my high school, and funny enough, I was telling my daughter that she was asking me, he's into this, remember this top 10 of, my daughter is in primary school, those top 5, top what, isn't like, he likes to be on those. So one day he asked me, like, have you ever been in top 10 of the school or what? So I said, no, we didn't, in our school we didn't have that. I said, really? Then I said that, but when I was doing grade 12, I was in top 10 of the whole country. He was shocked. So, and then from there, from high school, I went to varsity. One thing, like in my journey, like what I know is that I don't think people are born smart. I believe in hard work. Yes. As much as you are smart or genius, but if the hard work is not there, everything can collapse at any time. On top of that, you need to work hard. And then I did my first year, everything went well. Second year, when I was supposed to start second year, now the challenge comes, which is a big one. I lost both of my parents. Then from there, like, there was no turning back. I lost both parents 1 month after the other. Now I have to start the second year. Everything went dark. Like, I think that he was isolated to his to her. Everything, it went extremely dark. So the only option that was there, it was just me. I know that this is who, like, this, whatever the future, it depends on me, no one else. I don't have option B. I think one of the things I feel like that makes who I am today. I didn't have no option B. I didn't have, like, if I fail in as fast, who's gonna pay me? I didn't have that one. It was completely out. The only option was there was like the brain that I have, that at least that I know that when I have it, let me maximize today to the fullest. Yeah. I completed the degree, the first degree, the pressure that comes that talk about in tertiary, like alcohol and everything. I didn't touch it at all. I went to do masters, and also the more you work hard, the more opportunity comes. Like now, if you look at Sasol, like Sasol scholarship or Samra scholarship, they look for top student. Like if you want to do masters or PhD, they look for top students. Which means that whatever work that you put now, You might feel like it's like a torture, but in the long run, you will see that it also comes with the discipline. Because you know that you have to push yourself each and day and out. Then after my master's, I got a scholarship for my master's, which one of the obligations was to go back and work for the mining company. Then another challenge comes. Remember that we have different challenges. You go to the mining company, you get to which people who have been established, and then you have all these people who have a lower qualification than you. That is a big challenge. No one wants to have someone new who has higher qualification than you. They are scared that you're going to take their job. So they make your life, I don't know, difficult. So my 2 years in the mine, it was like a mess. I think one of my, maybe it's like, I say that maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Because after that 2 years, I told myself that I can't continue like this. I have to top everything out, resign, and then go to do my PhD. Then that's when I did my PhD, and then with my PhD, I started doing PhD in the small vessel I have with my son as well. This time my first son. So of all those challenges, I know that what I want is, I know that I want to be at a certain point. Whatever the noise around me, it should not determine where I'm going. I should be able to say that, okay, here's my finish point, and then I must make sure that I move from there. So I did my PhD in Stellenbosch, and then I worked at Nelson Mandela, and then after Nelson Mandela University, I came to VUT, where I work now currently with Professor Nell. He's my neighbor. He's the one that welcomed me to VUT and then showed me around. So maybe that one thing that I want to tell is that keep on doing what you're doing, even if you don't see a difference. Keep on doing the small things. Celebrate those small things. They will keep you to do more. Can I have the final thoughts? Chemistry and chemical engineering, we solve real problems. But you need to prepare early. That's why I said that I wish that I could start at grade 12. And your attitude matters as much as marks. All I say that everyone belongs in science and technology and math subject, no matter your background. I don't, as much as no, I don't think there are people who are not born to do math, no. I think if you put your effort in everything, you can do anything.
Yes.
Maybe the last one, I have a small verse, I think it's in Matthew 6, chapter 30. No? Matthew 6, verse 30. If God cares so wonderfully for the flowers that are here today and gone tomorrow, wouldn't He more surely care for you, O men of what little faith? Just have a little faith. Whatever the situation that you are in, have that little faith that things they're gonna change, things are gonna be better.
Oh yes.
And then like see yourself, like I think someone paints, see yourself in a red gown.
Yes.
You start first with passing grade 12. The first degree, and then you go on and on and on. I just want to thank you for listening.
Thank you.